Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. So in this video, I'll talk about the amazing ability of fenugreek seeds to control and lower blood sugar and how to use them to do that and why it's so important that we do. Okay. And before we look at fenugreek seeds specifically, just to lay the foundations around the importance of this is our metabolic health. Okay, pre-diabetes and type 2 diabetes are turning into an absolute public health time bomb. Okay, so many people, around half to 60% of adults over the age of 40 are pre-diabetic without knowing it. Okay, they are metabolically unwell. Their levels of blood sugar are too high. The risk of that is obviously the transference to full type 2 diabetes that can profoundly affect our quality of life. It predisposes us to so many more serious illnesses like Alzheimer's disease, certain cancers, and things like this. So acting in a way, our diet, our sleep, our exercise patterns, and making sure these are helping to stabilize, keep our blood sugar at an optimal level is on the evidence one of the most important things we can do to optimize our health and our longevity and reduce our disease risk factors. Okay, but herbal medicines, culinary medicine can have a profound impact upon stabilizing and helping us to optimize our blood sugar. And in that capacity, fenugreek seed is one of the most important herbs to know about. In Ayurvedic medicine, the traditional system of medicine from India and Sri Lanka, fenugreek has been, revered as an anti-diabetic herb for millennia. And what's so interesting is that the published clinical evidence, the Western clinical evidence now supports that notion. So how and in what way can fenugreek help us to experience better metabolic health? How can it help to lower blood pressure? There's three main ways this very simple, beautiful tasting herb can help us do that. The first one is that we know it reduces the risk of us developing type 2 diabetes. Okay, there was some fascinating research done that looked at a cohort of people with pre-diabetes. So these are people who had elevated blood sugar, but not at a level that was significant enough to be fully diabetic. Okay, and half of that group were given fenugreek seeds to use, and I'll talk about how to use them in a minute. So half were given fenugreek seeds to use, the other half weren't. Those that used the fenugreek seeds had a significantly lower rate of conversion to full diabetes. Okay, so very strong published evidence to show that the use of fenugreek seeds can prevent us moving into the fully diabetic realm, which is so important. The second thing that fenugreek excels at is the actual stabilization of blood sugar levels, particularly our fasting glucose scores. So if we're using fenugreek seeds regularly, what we know is our body is much better able to actually stabilize blood sugar and control it and keep it below the threshold of pre-diabetes. And again, some fascinating clinical research published that has shown that people using fenugreek seeds regularly have far better, healthier fasting glucose scores in the morning compared to those not using fenugreek seeds. And last but not least, fenugreek seeds reduce the risks of insulin resistance. And this is a really big one. I think it's perhaps one of the most important actions of fenugreek seeds because in so many cases, insulin resistance is the primary cause of why we develop diabetes, type 2 diabetes, because insulin acts as the key that opens up our cells that allows glucose to enter into them. Okay, thereby reducing the volume of sugar in the blood. But as we live for longer periods of time with high blood sugar, our cells become resistant to insulin. So insulin can't open the door, which means glucose can't travel into the cells, which means it builds up in the blood. And we know, as we age, there's very strong research to show that as we age, our cells become more resistant to insulin. And that's one of the biggest precursors to developing type 2 diabetes and pre-diabetes. So anything that we can do that can increase our cells' sensitivity to insulin is going to have a profound impact upon our metabolic health and our blood sugar control. And again, published clinical evidence now shows that fenugreek is able to increase the cell's sensitivity to insulin, thereby reducing insulin resistance. So each one of those three areas, reducing the risk of diabetes, better regulation of blood sugar, better fasting blood sugar scores, and increased insulin sensitivity, each of those is important, but you combine them together. What that does is it fundamentally changes the metabolic function of our body in a way that's going to keep us burning strong, keep our metabolism burning strong, keep our blood sugar in the optimal ranges. And the implications of that on better health profiles, better longevity profiles, increase energy, vitality, reduce risks of eye disorders and eyesight problems. The list goes on and on and on. Okay, so we should all, because we're all at risk of this, okay, we should all be unleashing the benefits of fenugreek seeds, particularly because it's such a beautiful tasting herb. It's really easy to use. So the best way to use it, in my opinion, is simply to use it as a tea. Okay, fenugreek tastes very vanilla-y. It's a beautiful taste. So just 1 teaspoon of fenugreek seeds into a cup, pour over boiling water and let it steep. Strain the seeds out, or you could actually eat the seeds if you want to, and have 1 cup 2 to 3 times a day, particularly 1 cup after your meals, because that's going to help you to better regulate the glucose that you've just consumed. Okay, that's the most powerful way of harnessing these benefits. Also look to integrate it more into your cooking. Adding it into soups, stews, casseroles is another way of increasing the benefits you're going to get. So it's a simple modification to your self-care practices. This is super easy. It's super effective. It's evidence-based, and it's going to have a profound impact. Any questions, please let me know in the comments. As always, if you'd like to stay up to date with these videos, please do subscribe to the channel so you are notified when they are released. And I will see you in the next video.